Okay, well, we can start with your name.
Matthew Grant.
Matthew Grant. And tell me your story.
Well, you mean my sighting story?
Yeah, whatever you want to tell me. Yes.
Okay. Well, originally from Central California, now live in Oregon, and I think it was about 2015 or 2016. I was staying with my cousin at the Crescent City Redwoods KOA in Crescent City, California, just south of the Oregon border on the coast. And at that point, I was aware of the Bigfoot legend. Of course, I'd heard stories throughout the years of people having Bigfoot sightings, hearing mysterious noises and smells and whatnot, but I'd never lent any credence to it until I had my own experience.
And when was this? What year?
It was, I want to say 2015 or 2016. I remember that because the following year we went camping in Klamath Falls area.
Oh, okay.
We go camping every spring, and the following year we went to Klamath Falls. So and that was 2017. So it had to be 2015 or 2016, one of those two. But anyway, I've always been a big fan of, what do I want to say, mysteries and
The unknown.
the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, always interested in it. You know, of course, there's been some stuff over the years that's been debunked, but there's some stuff that even though people have attempted to debunk it, there's been no reasonable explanation for all the occurrences.
Yeah.
You know, just like some people explain ghost sightings away as light orbs in a photo, or, oh, the shadow you saw on the wall was just a shadow from a passing car, or the reflection, you know, the ghost you saw in the mirror was just a reflection
Right.
of a bird flying by outside, something like that. You know, people have been able to explain away a lot of the Bigfoot sightings, but
It only takes one to be real.
yeah, you know, and I've never seen a Bigfoot or Sasquatch, if you will, myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I had an experience once where I believe I may have heard one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that some people say they've heard Bigfoot howling. And when we were camping at the Crescent City Redwoods KOA, I came across a YouTube video posted, I want to say it was within 2 or 3 months prior. Somebody had been staying there during the winter, and maybe the previous October or November.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they had experienced, they said that they were staying in one of the RV sites further back in the Redwood Grove, because there's cabins and about a dozen RV sites right up front, and there's more back among the trees further back. And when we before we got there, like I said, I saw this video posted 2-3 months prior on YouTube. Some guy's travelogue video said that he had had his dogs barking in the middle of the night. He'd gone outside and there was something rustling in the brush near his campsite, and he yelled for it to either come out or go away. And it kept rustling for several minutes, and then didn't. The rustling stopped, and then his dog started barking again about an hour before dawn. And he went outside, but there was nothing there. But at the time, he said he could hear several odd grunts. Now, me, I didn't hear any grunts. I didn't hear any rustling in the bushes. But when we were there about 4 or 5 months later in the spring, we were staying in one of the cabins, I think. So we had stayed there the year before in a travel trailer. We were staying in one of the KOA cabins that year, and about 10 o'clock at night, I got up to go use the restroom, and I heard an odd howling outside. Went to the restroom, came back, and I could hear that odd howling again. I'm going, that doesn't sound like coyotes, because I've lived in the high grass plains area before, and I know what coyote howling sounds like. But I did not hear them. This did not sound like coyotes. I thought, okay, maybe it's wolves. Because the wolves, you know, at that point I'd never heard wolves howl before except on TV. But this didn't sound like wolves either, different pitch. And I asked my cousin, and when I came back to the cabin, I asked my cousin, who was getting up from his bed at that point, if he had heard the howling. He said, yeah, but I figured it was just coyotes. I'm going, this isn't coyotes. I haven't heard anything like this before. And I said, unless it's wolves, maybe. And we went back to bed, got up a few hours later, and after we had breakfast, I walked over to the store and I asked the campground manager if he'd had anybody else come in to tell him about the wolves howling near the campground that night. And he says those weren't wolves. We don't have wolves here in this part of California. They're all up in Oregon. Now, I know that as of like 2018, 2019, gray wolves started migrating south of the border. But at that point, there were no known wolf populations in California, no known gray wolf populations.
Yeah.
He said he thought it might have been a coyote or possibly I guess there's one species of bird that to make a warbling sound. Sounds like a yodel or a high-pitched yelp, but
you would know something has, you know, lungs like
yeah, you know, this didn't sound like any bird species. This didn't sound like a coyote, and not any coyote I'd heard. Like I said, it may have been a wolf, but at that point there were no known wolf population in California. So, you know, I don't know what it was for sure, but you know, one of the only other explanations I can think of is possibly a Bigfoot. It's hard to say.
So when I heard howls, we were on the east side of Mount St. Helens, and it was about 2019, maybe 2018. But there was a canyon just to the east of us, and you could hear howling coming from the canyon, and there was like coyotes, but there was also another howl in there that was amongst the coyote yips, but I think it was definitely a Sasquatch.
Huh.
But it sounded like the Ohio howls, if you've heard those.
Ohio? No, I haven't.
Okay, you should look that up on YouTube, but it's like, the howl and the whoop, 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 whoop. You can hear the coyotes, but there's something in there howling that is not dogs.
Huh.
So, well, thank you for your story. I appreciate it very much.
No problem.
And today is January 13th. So, thank you very much.